Hop on the solar coaster, come along for the ride, yeah. Solar coaster's rolling, it feels so right. Hop on the solar coaster, come along for the ride.
Aloha, it's Anna Covert, and this is the Solar Coaster Podcast, the wild ride through the solar industry told by the people who are living it. Today, I'm joined by the amazing Gina Gennette of Best Payment Solutions. Gina, let's kick this off. When did the sun first shine on your solar path?
Hi, Anna. First, thank you for inviting me on your podcast. This is so exciting. Well, when did the first shine on my path? It was about 2008 when I received a $1,200 electric bill.
Oh,
Uh, yeah, truly. I installed solar, locked in 13 cents a kilowatt for 30 years, and I never looked back. I made the purchase because of a $1,000 rebate that was offered by the manufacturer, but I never received my rebate.
oh,
But well, and I've been in the incentive industry for a very long time, and I thought I wanted to create a solution for the solar industry. I love this industry, and I know that there's a brighter future for solar. So that was our path forward, my path forward.
wow. And tell us a little bit about Best Payment Solutions and what kind of services you guys provide.
We're a full service incentive company. We offer rebates, referral, review incentives, sales contest. We just launched a new product called Incentive Wizard that dovetails into Salesforce or any CRM. But truly, our reward stack is what the game changer for us is for rebates, referrals, and reviews. As you and I call it, the triple
The
R's.
triple R. And I'll just say that I've been so impressed with your platform and how fast you were able to achieve what you have now. And it's so easy to use and really incredible. We'll have some examples on the site for people to look at. And of course, I recommend you in the solar coaster. So people can read that for even more information. But let's keep going. So your work supports growth in the solar industry in a unique way. Can you share how you serve the industry, I guess, in a way that's beyond, again, it can help us move toward the future of clean energy.
Well, our software solution, the reward stack, provides manufacturers, dealers, non installing dealers, certified installers tools to close sales. And most importantly, get the sale to the finish line of installation complete. There's an interesting statistic that we have found that 70% of the consumers will make a decision to purchase solar with the manufacturer's rebate, but only 30% actually redeem the rebate. Our reward stack provides manufacturers, installers, non installing dealers the ability to offer a rebate, not a discount. And that discounting is people think that was the real price. We can get into that later.
Yeah.
And at the same time, they can ask for a referral or a review from satisfied customers. It's a natural progression in the completing the sales cycle for a referral and review. So we've added that to our reward stack. At the same time, you're providing a customer rebate. Typically, sales teams offer like consumer rebates, they ask for referrals, and it's a unique, what makes us unique is that we manage all the customer support as well. So manufacturers, non-installing, installing dealers can do what they do best, and then we can process rebates, referrals, and reviews on their behalf.
So the big examples of that, I guess, would be like for everyone's listening, the sun power, the kind of the original mothership we always looked toward as like the pillar. You were managing their incentive program, and that extended beyond just customers. It's also for sales teams so that they can help motivate and educate themselves. Tell us about that.
So we offer sales training incentives when they move through the stages, like complete sales. So complete a sale or book an appointment. We can give incentives for knowledge as well as for closing sales. At the same time, with the rebates and referrals, we're nurturing the customer to make sure we get to the finish line.
Right. And who else is using your platform? There's some people who are familiar with it already. They just don't even realize it. Your power, you're doing the back end for the referral affiliate. You also do Axia by Q Cells.
Yeah.
Who else? Tell us about, I know you do some other verticals outside of solar, maybe some others people might be familiar with.
Automotive industry, Kia Motors we work with. We work with sprinkler manufacturers, all different types of manufacturers and or dealers to support the sales process. We firmly believe that discounting is not where a manufacturer dealer needs to go. They can offer a rebate and it's self-serving to the customer. That's really where people automatically think, well, is that the real price when you discount? So we really push on a manufacturer's rebate, a referral, and generating future leads and nurturing the customers that you've sold and making sure you do the right thing by them.
Yeah. Yeah, and then what do you think now that the tax credits are going to be going away and there's a lot of fear around that? And I know one thing people always would say is, oh, well, this is the way to keep the contract price the full amount so that you could get a higher incentive from the tax credit. What are your thoughts on how the tax credit's going to change things?
Well, automatically there's fear, right? So everybody's fearful. But at the end of the day, it's going to I think Hawaii's overcome it where you are, or when you had, when NEMS went away for you guys. So when it was implemented, we're just going to have to learn that this is a new normal and we need to pivot very quickly we need to drop our prices and we needed more consumer adoption. And with the thought that every rooftop just needs solar plus battery.
Yes, indeed. I do really think there's a convergence happening, with this 30% seems like a big number, but really, man, prices of equipment are coming down. The utilities are going up astronomically. And now I think there's an opportunity as an industry that the solar bros of the old ways are out of getting, gouging the customer and getting this massive payday of $10,000 or whatever it is to come down to reality and and be fair, and then it's very easy to get to this 30% or more in cost savings.
Correct. As well as the loan providers, if you're getting a loan on your solar, everybody needs to bring down what their commissions are. It wouldn't happen with real estate agents. It doesn't happen. And the cat's out of the bag now. So now we need to pivot and align ourselves, because I firmly believe every rooftop should have solar with a battery. That should
Absolutely.
absolutely be the future.
So tell me, what was your first uphill climb in the industry?
Is adoption. Our biggest adoption of our products. Typically, when we meet a manufacturer, installers, non-installing dealers, they're tracking everything manually on spreadsheets. And they have intake forms maybe online, but they don't have a system to process this, thank the customer, automated communications module. This is now, we brought this to the market at such a low cost. It makes, to me, it doesn't even make sense to offer these things without this tool in place.
Absolutely. And that's a big part of the book that, worked with hundreds of companies, manufacturers and the like. And you can have whatever system or you can have whatever goal you want for, oh, we're going to give you we're going to have this program, but unless it's tracked and you have detailed reporting and accountability, they just fall apart. And people are always blaming the software or the team, but really it's process and how to make it usable.
And training the sales team properly. When we worked with SunPower, we did a lot of lunch and learns, and it's training them to use the software and it making it simple and easy and always improving, because needs change, people change. So the most important thing is that we can continuously add more bells and whistles to make it easier for dealers to close the sale. But the most important right now in the industry is getting them to the finish line of installation complete. And that's utilizing a communication module that's baked in place, sending emails and text messages and nurturing to get it to over the finish line. That's really what is in need today. Then lots of sales are in place, and we talk to many, many companies, but they need to get it to the finish line.
It's true. And then, especially when even a couple weeks of not hearing anything on one of the most important decisions the homeowner makes them start feeling that, dissonance, like, oh, maybe I made the wrong choice. And the fear starts creeping in and it's paralyzing and then they cancel. And it's like, you work so hard to get them there, communication along every step, even if there's a permit issue. Like, oh, it's going to take longer than we thought. that is critical and to keep them on the path.
Correct. Communication and letting them keep them informed is most important.
Yeah.
Because remember, there's a brother-in-law, sister, someone saying, well, I didn't pay that much for my solar. You need to talk to my guy. You need to talk to my guy. There's always opinions, but keeping them on the path and communicating with the customer and being transparent is the most important.
Absolutely. And maybe think about the permit poachers too. Now there's this whole new wave of people who are going out and like purchasing the permit data and then approaching people and with that exact offer. Like, oh, well, you there's still time for you to get out and here's what I can do. And
That's what happened
yeah.
to me. Yeah, it happened to me.
It happened to you?
Yeah, so they did do it, but I believed in solar power so much, and I was, not over the finish line, but it's getting over the finish line. So yes, I understand. So communicating, but you have to have a good project management team. But giving all the team the tools to do their job and feel confident is most important.
Indeed.
When people feel confident, that's when you can get it over the finish line.
And then that's where you can get all those referrals, right?
Yeah.
And that's the most important part of a solar company. I mean, I know really large companies that just have referrals as their primary. They're not buying leads. They're not, you know, spending a lot on different types of traditional. Of course, that only gets you so far, but whatever your goal is as a solar company, how big do you want to grow? Referrals is the best way to get there.
Correct.
So tell me, every ride has drops. What's been the toughest dip and how did you bounce back from it?
The SunPower bankruptcy really hurt the industry, and I'm sad that I'm sad the people in the power walked away, and we were all left holding the bag. Unlike the SunPower executives, I took the pay cut first before I had to do any employee pay cuts. And we knew not to have all of our eggs in one basket, but not many other people did. So I see people pivoting, but that taught me some big lessons. And I know the past is the past. Um, and we need to move forward, and solar still is the future. And I believe solar with battery is the future. So that is what we need to stay focused on, and we need to be able to support solar with battery.
Indeed. Yeah, I also was caught in the middle of that SunPower. I think it's a famous word, but luckily for me too, I had also differentiated and was not just, early on in my career, I had a lot of people trying to kind of make me exclusive, right? Like, oh, you're only going to work with SunPower. And I was like, no, you're only going to work with one master dealer or, like what is, our protection in the geography. And I really struggled. I'll tell you, Gina, like I thought for a little while that that would be a competitive advantage, maybe by having some exclusivity. And then I, quickly changed. It was actually a client, Kelly Barber of mine, who made a comment. She said, she was from SunPower by Priestess at the time. And she said, there are enough rooftops for everyone. And, they need you. And I really took that to heart. And I decided to not have any kind of exclusivity with manufacturers or any product or any territory. And then what I found is it actually made me a lot stronger because the more dealers I got in a specific geographic region, the more power I had in the media buy and other different types of partnerships.
Correct. Automotive taught me that just because you deal with one, your experience of dealing with multiple is truly what is your superpower.
Yes.
Understanding industries and manufacturing and giving people the opportunity to to push the levers when you need a rebate, when you don't, when you need a sales incentive, when you need a referral push. Giving people the tools to do that is what is the most powerful. And that's what both of us do. We give people tools, companies tools to become the best they could possibly be. But solar needs to pivot really quickly on gouging a customer. So that we can give them the tools, but they have to really look within and say, this is the company I want to be today, which I think most are doing now.
I think so too. I think that those solar bros and those ones that were out for the paycheck, they're gonna find themselves pretty soon looking for some other industry to take advantage of. Like those are like
Well, a lot of people don't know it, Anna, but I believe the number that I read recently was 38,000 people have lost their jobs in solar in the last 2 years. So I think the bad actors are going away, and what's left standing are the great actors, I should say. So that's why I think we're head. Yeah.
And I think it's going to be rocky coming forward. I mean, I've read a statistic that said that, if it's hypothetical, I'm not sure I agree with it, but it was early on this year that said that if the tax credit was going to go away, that would cascade into around 75% of EPCs going out of business next year. And, and we just saw Progen, I can never say their name, the financing company went bankrupt like 3 days ago, right? Did you hear about that one? The
No.
detergent. Yeah, it's a Posy Gen.
Posy Jet. Yes. Okay. Yes, I did.
I can never say it. It's like a tongue twister, And I say it's not over. And this is even more important for this conversation of, don't put all your eggs in one basket. You need to have the most flexible tools. You need to be thinking long term. What is your competitive advantage? And I know a lot of dealers who are still kind of on the fence of, oh, we don't want to sell storage. Well, get the memo. Like, storage is here to stay. People crying about net metering changes, like you mentioned here in Hawaii, net metering was over in 2015. And sure, what happened at the time was there was around, I want to say, it was hundreds of solar companies at the time. And then as soon as that happened, the industry shrank. There's this big memorandum, and it was like, the music stopped mid-drop, as one of my friends says. He's in the book, Gabriel from Sunsphere. But what we saw is that those ones that were pivoting toward commercial or looking long term, they were able to ride the storm. And then we got state tax and credits and other different policies came up. And now, like, we're back up at a pretty healthy size, but there's always going to be a shakedown. And, you can't be crying uncle. Got to look to who we've already seen these things happen to. Hawaii is a good example, California. These same days, Arizona, thank you. They're going to waver, they're going to ripple across the country. And, don't be left with your hands in the air because, you didn't think could happen to you, because it will.
And doing the best for the customer. I really think we have a short window to get this right. With the changes in policy, manufacturers installing, non-installing dealers, they just need tools to ensure that the deals go all the way to the finish line. Because we talk to a lot of people, just as you do, and we know that they're selling 10 deals a month, but they're only closing one. So they need to do the right things. They need to look professional, and the communications, rebates, referrals, reviews. It's very important, and solutions that we put in place for them to utilize, and really look within to not gouge the customer.
Yeah. So after the sales made, so your software, I know it maps bidirectionally, but for people who aren't that like, it's not technologically sound or savvy. So what we do is you map the different stages of the CRM, Salesforce, you mentioned Go High Level, others, that after the contract is signed, your system has automatic updates and notifications built in all the way
Yes.
through.
Yes. So we can either API or Zapier integration and dovetail it together, and we know when it's sales complete, and we can send out the rebate. But we also have a tool baked in for, at the time of sale, the salesperson can register the rebate, and the customer automatically gets an email when the salesperson's at the dining room table, letting him know your rebate is confirmed. So it gives them a sense that, oh, this is true and correct. So it's just another tool to help close the sale. The rebate registration, and then the communications we have baked into every rebate that's registered to get the homeowner to the finish line.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
So tell me, we talked about the lows. What's been one of your most exhilarating hands in the air win along these years in solar?
It was launching the reward stack. I wanted to give everyone a cost-effective solution that allows them to seem extremely professional with homeowners, and give the sales teams the confidence and the tools that they need to implement this. But I knew that dealers are running mean and lean, and we had to bring this to a white label platform to make this easy. With a few clicks of a mouse, you can get this up and running, which you just tried it.
I did. It was super. It was very, amazing, to see how quickly it could come up, and think that the reporting also is something that you really have nailed, because we constantly are dealing with it, even at the agency, and always trying to achieve a better reporting system just for leads in general, like of the lead source, the what employee or energy consultant sold it, how do we really know what the cost per lead, cost per sale was. And I think the same thing is true on the rebate side or the referral side. Like, how many of our customers did do a review? How many rebates, have been submitted, or just the whole, how many payouts have been made? And that's your system makes it so easy to like look at a report as an executive and really see like, oh, are we doing a good job or not? And I haven't seen it be that clear.
Well, this is Memorial Day weekend coming up. With our referral program, you can send a communication out to all your customers asking for a referral. And it's one of the hottest weekends of the year here in California. You can ask for a referral. So that's really powerful when you can generate your own leads and you're not paying, a couple $100 a lead. So the bells and whistles we put in place that are like levers for the executives to switch on and off as needed.
And it's so expensive. It's just for everyone listening. It's like $599 per the year.
Yeah.
There's the transaction costs, and another thing that you guys do is these Visa gift cards, which are fully branded. I mean, it takes some time to get approved, but that's Visa. That's Visa. We can't do anything about that. But
We're working on streamlining it. We've really worked hard to skip visa approval much quicker.
oh, good, yeah, and Amazon gift cards. So it's like just one click. It's so easy. You can just turn it on. Then with less than 2 weeks, you're up and running, and this can replace a lot of these other tools or no tool, to your point, and really get people starting to generate those reviews quickly and referrals.
And think about it, when you have especially like non-installing dealers knocking on doors. I mean, it's hot. It's a hard sale. And they've worked hard to get to this point, and everybody's worked hard. So now we just got to give the tools, provide the tools that we need to get it to the finish line. That's most important. Solar on rooftops with battery.
Indeed. So, what innovation or trends do you think is most exciting right now just in the industry that you're looking toward?
Battery, that battery installing, that is the trend, and it's gonna I think battery costs will come down, and we will past customers, now that they have batteries for past and new customers, the battery is definitely the trend right now.
Tell me a little bit about your, some interesting thing I thought was what you're doing with the electric bikes and in different communities.
Oh gosh, that's near and dear to my heart, Anna. That one is the I we I just love it. So what we work with municipalities that give away free e-bikes. And we have built a system that the e-bike constituents within a community earning less than, let's say, $50,000, $60,000 a year can register to get $1,000 rebate and get a free e-bike from their community, the states. And we process the documents, we validate the documents with our AI technology, and then we direct them to the bike shop, which we increase dealers. Bike shops get to give away bikes, and then we reimburse the bike shops every night for their sales.
Wow.
So it's not like they're out of money. The constituent doesn't have to have any money out of pocket, if any, a couple $100 for an e-bike.
That's a
So
good.
yeah, I know. And you should see the stories that we have. It brings tears to my eyes, actually, because it's very powerful. An e-bike is freedom for people that used to take 3 buses to get to work.
Wow. I got
Yeah.
so now thinking about it.
No, I do too.
Yeah.
That one that's near and dear to my heart, because I think freedom and the ability to take yourself from point A to point B without having to wait on others is huge for people.
It is.
Yeah.
So, what advice would you give someone just getting on the ride that we call the solar coaster?
Be honest, forthright, learn the products, understand it, and have the belief that I believe and you believe is every rooftop deserves to have solar with backup batteries. Believe that and understand the industry. And that really, really resonates with me. And really understanding where we're going with the industry.
Yeah, I agree. That's how we're gonna make the future brighter for all of us, all of our keiki, we call them here in Hawaii, the children, for the children. So, well, thanks so much for riding along with us today. How can people get a hold of you?
Um, Best Payment Solutions. So it's bestpayment.solutions. We have no .com. We're also offering $4.99 annual fee. We're bringing the annual fee of $100 from $5.99 to $4.99, and it truly is less than a few hours. With a few clicks, you can have your system up and running with us.
Awesome. Well, you can also find Gina on the Solar Coaster book or solarcoasterbook.com. She's one of the featured partners. She's there. You can one click right over and start getting signed up immediately.
When's it coming out?
The book will be out at RE Plus. So yeah, so I'm going to be launching it right there at the event coming up just in by the time this launches, I think we'll even be right there at the show on that Friday or right before. So come swing by the booth, and if you're and join me next week as I interview another industry expert on the ride that we call the solar coaster. We'll see you there.
Thank you, Anna.
Solar coaster, come along for the ride, yeah. Where sunshine meets stories and bright futures collide. We're sparking up ideas with laughter